Hey, guess what time it is? It's time for the Chevy Nova 7374 Nova Hour. Hey, how you doing? I'm Dave Meyer. I'm one of the admins of the great Chevy Nova 7374 message group. And I'd like to welcome you to yet another stream. You guys were asking for it, so here we are. And we'll just take a few minutes and wait for some people to join us tonight. And hopefully there'll be some questions, some stories. Yeah, I've got a story for you guys. And yeah. But first and foremost, we'd like to send shout outs to William Hamlet, our founder of the group. How you doing, Sarge? And some of the other admins, Craig Ibin, Rex Koflak, Kim Nova Girl Whiteacre, and a new moderator we have on board, Dave Williams. So David Williams, welcome to the administration group. He's on board as a moderator right now, and he's doing a heck of a job already with verifying memberships coming in. As always, you know the rules in our group here. It's a family-friendly group. To be admitted into the group, you have to be an owner of a 7374 Chevy Nova. And we do verify that before we let you in the group. There are other groups out there for the 7374 enthusiasts, but our group we've chosen to lock down exclusively to owners and those who are building 7374 Novas. Rules are pretty simple, of course. You know, respect everybody, respect each other, respect everybody's builds, ideas, and most importantly, no swearing or use of profanity. Most people at one time or another may have gotten a warning from one of us, myself included. I know Kim is very good at keeping me in line, but I think I've got the knack, and even I've cleaned up my act a little. So it's difficult too because, you know, some of us, we're in the garage, you know, we talk like mechanics. Yeah, we kind of kibosh that in this group. So yeah, just please be respectful and mindful of other people and of the younger viewers, enthusiast members, groupies who are in our group. So that's where we're at. We'll just wait a few minutes, see if some comments show up, make sure this thing's actually working. I'm just going to click on a window here. So far, I've got no... Oh, there we go. Hey, Tim, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you on board. Tim is in the midst of fixing his Nova. Was rear-ended over a year ago while it was parked, so he's got a lot of work ahead of him, cutting out the trunk and the quarters and all that. And, hey, Tim, when you're done, I got a fender I need you to look at. And I actually took some time today with my buddy Brandon. We took the hammer out, and not too bad. I mean, it actually looks half decent now. Bought the lip in a little bit there where it was bent out, which strained out the chrome trim, and then we, from the inside, lightly pushed out the ding, so it's not as bad. I mean, it's still dented. It still sucks, but hey, it's not as bad. And Lou, hey buddy, how you doing? I owe Lou a huge thank you because there's probably a lot of times I was chatting with him last October, November, and he was really drilling me about disc brakes and upgrading from drum brakes. And, you know, I've always said drum brakes are good enough for, you know, around the city and, you know, basic driving and that. But, you know, I went ahead and I put the drums on, or the discs on. And, you know, after I rear-ended that Escape, I got out of the car and I looked at the fender. I thought to myself, oh, it's a good thing Lou convinced me to put those discs on. So Lou actually thought of you right after the moment I hit that poor lady. I'm doing good, Tim. Yeah, I said fabulous too. I mean, I'm okay. You know, I'm driving again. The old... foot's out of the cast. I mean, I got some physio, a little bit of swelling, but I'm driving. That's what's important. Yeah, it's going to be a while yet, though, before I'm playing hockey. And, man, I got to drop some weight. I have put 15 pounds on since the beginning of June. You know, being stuck in a recliner for a month, and then, you know, Mom's home-cooked lunches and suppers were not kind to me. And I've put on a lot of weight. So I got to do something. I really do. So... enough about me, but I'm good. Thanks for asking. Les, hey, how you doing, my friend Les Cesbatini from, I think you're in Calgary, Alberta. He's in Alberta, Canada. He's the father of a good friend of mine, Logan, who was also a member of our group. If you go back far enough, you'll see some of his posts. And Logan passed away a few years ago, so I've been helping his dad. His dad's putting back together Logan's 74 Nova, and it's coming along nice. And I'm really excited to see that get put together again. But Les, big shout out to you. How you doing? Hope everything's going well for you. Tim, I'm going to talk to you because you know what? If you got a fender, if shipping's not going to be too killer, I might take you up on it because I was making some phone calls today. I could get a good marked fender tomorrow, or I can wait till December for an AMD. So maybe I'll message you offline here, and we'll talk if you're willing to part with it. Keith, how you doing, buddy? Keith sent the message earlier asking when the next Nova show was earlier today. It's like, in 4 hours, buddy. You're in luck. We're doing it today. So, hey, Keith, how you doing? And I believe, if my memory serves me correct, Keith has the black Nova SS with the Krieger wheels, but before that had the Olds Rally wheels. Am I right, Keith? I really try hard to remember, our viewers and members of the group. I really try to remember your Novas and that because to me, Chevy Nova 73, 74 is more than just, a group of car enthusiasts. You guys are my buddies, my friends. And I can't tell you how much I really enjoy seeing all your pictures, especially, when my Nova was down and out last year. Because this time last year, we blew the motor. And the encouragement and, the pictures to help keep me motivated to get it back together. I can't really thank you guys enough for being members of this group. And I really do consider you guys friends. Yeah, you guys are the reason I haven't deactivated my Facebook. You guys are the reason I am still around. So if you don't like me, all you guys yourselves to blame. Yeah, hit me on my car's done for the count, but I'm going to, till I get done with the back half. Ooh. You just fixing the back half, or are you back halfing it like 4-link and all that? Am I reading something into that? And hey, right on. So I guess Keith's car correct. Yeah, Keith, I really like that SS of yours that you have. That's pretty sweet. And Les was just correcting me there. He's from Cochrane, Alberta. As most of you guys know, I'm from Winnipeg, Manitoba. I've mentioned it before. I'm usually boasting and bragging about, hey, how cold our winters are. And I got about 3 weeks left, I'd say, of driving the Nova and Omega. The Omega will probably be put away the first weekend of October, because that's when the race season ends at Interlake Dragway. My dad's been out once this year. The event's been open twice, but he's been out once. He raced not last week and the weekend before, and on the long weekend. And Sunday, the track closed just before lunch after a really serious accident. We had a 66 Nova hit the guardrail, jump over, and barrel roll. Driver's okay. Driver literally walked away for a bit, walked down the return road to his car, where somebody drove him to the hospital, where he got checked out and was released the next day. And a little banged up, but he's good. And that's why you spend money on safety equipment, folks. What's your life worth, right? And actually, something, Lou, getting back to you with those brakes. I also thought about those upgraded seatbelts I had put in here from Morris Classic Concepts, those 3-point retractable ones. After that accident, I thought about the seatbelts and the brake upgrades, and, money well spent, right? I'm going full tubs, getting out the old school ladder bar setup. Oh, that's going to be cool, Tim. Yeah, definitely keep pictures and take those for us. And yeah, Lou, I won't be deactivating Facebook. If anything, I'll probably, trim down, my friends and other stuff. But I'm still in it for the 73, 74 group for sure. I love you guys. I love the pictures of the cars. Yeah, I couldn't do it. I have been on Instagram. where I've been posting just pictures of cars. I don't really do much on Instagram. I'm not that much of a social butterfly. Basically just pictures of the Nova, the Omega, as well as my friends' cars here in Winnipeg. So if you want to check me out on Instagram, selfish plug here, NovaBoy73. All right, so we're live. We're going. It's 10 minutes in, and looks like we got 7 viewers. So here, there we go. Mr. Moderator himself, David Williams, the newest member of our admin moderator staff. Welcome, Dave. How you doing, buddy? Thanks for joining us. I know you had a busy evening with the family, but it's nice of you to squeeze us into your evening. Right on. And, oh, yes, trophy winners. That was you, Lou, right? You won a trophy. Was it you who won a trophy? Oh, you know, as much as I remember you guys' cars, I don't always remember all your activities. But, yeah, hey, there's nothing wrong with a trophy win here or there, whether it's car show or, you know, racing at the racetrack. But, yeah, definitely cool. Congratulations on that, Lou. And yeah, that's where I'm at. I don't really have much to say other than you guys... I mean, I posted earlier this week, I guess on Sunday. I was heading out for Sunday night cruising in Winnipeg. Yeah, you know, that's what I live for. And I'm driving northbound on Osborne. And there's a couple cars waiting to turn left at the gas station. So I followed the car in front of me, which was a Ford Escape. And as I was going down the road, I'm pretty sure this is how it happened. Because, I mean... It happens so fast, as most accidents do. I'm pretty sure I looked to see if the 2 cars in the middle were turning as well, or whether I was going to get cut off on the other end of the intersection. And so I'm going slow. Obviously not slow enough. And then Shelly was in the car with me. She screams, "David!" So I just lock up the brakes, swerve a little, because I actually debated, you know, to go up the side of the road or go around her. Big street light there. Wasn't going to mess with the street lights, so I got over just enough, and I hit her right at the edge of the fender here. So this has been bent down a little. The fender extension's been turned in a little bit and pushed back. You can see that by, you know, the rubber, how it's kind of banged up, and also the way it's twisted here. The bumper, I guess with braking, slid underneath, broke her muffler, but it marked up the bumper. I got some rubber on it from hers, which we buffed out. You can't even tell I hit her. But some damage was done on the fender. I have one of the fender bolts out here right now because of the tire. When I make a right turn and I hit a bump, it will rub. So I took that bolt out. I think that actually saved part of the fender and the inner fender because it had room to flex. But the one bolt got ripped out in the front here, so I got a kink there. And earlier tonight, my friend Brandon and I came out with a hammer, and we started banging, pulling, pushing, and it's actually not bad. I posted a picture. I think I posted a picture up in a group. So it could have been a lot worse. Nobody was injured, and yeah, I need a fender. Could have been a lot worse. All right, where are we here? Okay, yeah, Lou just welcoming Dave. Dave Williams just finished his pit crew challenge practice with his students. How'd that go? And hey, Kim's here, one of the fellow admins. How you doing, Kim? Kim and I often discuss offline electrical issues back and forth with how we wire up stuff in our cars because we like to be different. We like to add these little... power distribution blocks, which have come in pretty handy for our setups. And we even posted pictures of it, but Kim's my electrical buddy. We usually bounce ideas off each other. And hey, Sean Hellberg, how you doing, buddy? Sean has that 73 SS with the black vinyl top, I believe, and the awesome slot mags. He was resetting his idle and mixture and timing today. Making sure the ported port has 0 vacuum. Close the throttle blades a little. Set my timing to 15 degrees, 35 total. 15 degrees of vacuum. That's awesome. Yeah, that's what normally... Well, I usually set my base timing at 16, and then I get a total of 36. But yeah, 15, 35, that's a nice safe number. That's kind of one thing I learned with melting a piston last year about running things to the ragged edge. Um, won't be doing that with this motor, and won't be doing that with that motor. I mean, the Omega's got about 330 passes on it, and it runs solid. Doesn't blow smoke or that, but my dad also doesn't run it to the ragged edge. He just leaves it in drive, and it shifts at 4,200, 4,600. So, you're not even really at the end of the power band. When I drive it, it's like 55, 55. Oh, yeah, let's run it, right? But I believe the timing's at 34, and that's where we're going to leave it. I like my pistons intact. Okay. Oh, Kim's just mentioning she's installing her distribution block under the hood tomorrow since she has the inner fender out. And yeah, Kim, we were talking earlier, and I mentioned, my Nova's got the side post wiring from factory, but I use the top posts for my EFI, but I also have two wires hooked up here with two little fuse blocks, 20 and 30 amp fuses in them. And then I run my power wire across here. One goes directly to the relay for the electric fan. The other one goes to that little distribution box right here, where it then splits off for my LED and my headlights, because I run my headlights off relays to pull power from the batteries because it's supposed to make them brighter. I'll be honest with you guys, I don't know if it does really make them brighter or not. I can't say I've really noticed a difference, but yeah. And then Dave's talking again about the pit crew challenge with his students and hoping to take home another win this year. Of course, Dave, we wish you all the best, all the luck. That'd be cool, get some pictures of it too. That'd be cool to show us. And then, Sean again's talking about, and what kind of carb are you running there, Sean? Are you running an Edelbrock, or were you running, what were you running again? I want to say it's an Edelbrock, but maybe it's a Q-Jetta. I really try hard to remember. But he says changing the rods down a couple sizes here, it runs better under power load and less rich. Less rich means less fuel being used. And that's always a good thing. Oh, that's another thing I've done. As I mentioned to you guys a couple streams ago, when I rebuilt the motor, I was pretty hush-hush on the group about it because I have, other friends from Winnipeg who are on the group, and I was keeping it a secret though. But this is now a 421 stroker. And I figured out my mileage while driving on the highway and playing a little in one of the neighboring towns was 11.47. And I figured out running it in the street with playing a little bit was 9.3 miles per gallon. It hurts, but hey, I'm having fun. And I got the drag radials on it. I've yet to fully get in it. And until I get the oil leak fixed, it won't be going to the track. So that's the plan this winter, besides now, doing the body work, replacing the driver's fender, also pulling the motor again. And we're going to seal up and try and get that pan leak fixed. And Sean confirms, yeah, he's using an Edelbrock 1405. I believe that's a 600 CFM carb. Or is this 650? Or the 1406, maybe the 650. It's Edelbrock. Those are good cruising carb. That's what I first ran on my first 406. And you know what? It ran flawless. It was great. And I don't know why I really swapped to. I went to a Quadrajet after that. I don't really know why. I think I was trying to, make the car run better and that. And I don't really think... I can't really remember if it made a huge difference going to a Quadrajet. I was also having some issues too with fuel, and I thought the carb was part of it, but later on, a couple of years later, it turned out to be my ignition, which was most of the problem. But the biggest thing I noticed was going from Edelbrock Q-Jet over to a Holley carburetor to a double pumper, which are a lot more finicky carb, a lot more of a tuning playing carb, for your peak performance or running at the track. But Edelbrocks and Quadrajets, in my opinion, are a very nice set it, forget it, nice cruising carburetor. And then, of course, you got your EFI line. Of course, I can only comment about the Holley Sniper, as that's the only one I've had experience with. I have been looking at the Phytech. I thought about maybe experimenting Phytech on the Omega. But yeah, now the funds are being diverted again to another project. All right, so Kim's got a question here. When I pulled my inner fender this time, I lost my factory hard rubber spacer that goes against it between the subframe. Any idea for replacing that rubber spacer? I didn't know there was a rubber spacer. A rubber spacer goes between. Oh, you're talking the body mount, Kim? Let's take a look here. Inner fender spacer goes against it and the subframe. Oh, at the front. Yeah, that would be a body mount, I think, isn't it? Are you talking the one right here, Kim? Just down. Speaking of which, I should probably replace those too. Ew. Ew. Oh, that one's not as bad. This one looks pretty dried out, crusty. And Kim, are you referring to the ones at the front here? All right, and hey, Brett, how you doing, buddy? My good buddy, Brett Jensen. Smiles per gallons, that's what matters. It does, but you know, it's nice to have a little gas mileage too, because I mean, I like this. I've been taking a lot of pictures. I've been taking a few, you know, filling up pictures at different gas stations for Fill Up Fridays. And I find that I'm spending a lot of time at the local Shell. I don't even want to think of how much money I'm spending. I really don't. Oh, okay, yeah. So Sean says the Edelbrock 1405 was the manual choke. The 1406 was the electric choke. And that's correct, because I put an electric choke on mine. Because I have a 1406 in my basement. And his brother is using the AVS2, the 650 on his his T-Bird. And I had to lean it out a little. And Sean here has an idea for Kim that you may be able to, find a suspension bushing to repurpose. Okay, and Kim, at lower side of inner fender, so lower. Okay, forgive me, Kim, because I'm not too sure where we're going here, but will you guys believe it or not? I've never taken a fender off. I'm kind of nervous about doing it too. Whoa. You mean right here, like this? Is that a rubber piece? Are you talking right here, Kim, right against the frame by the other side of the steering box? It looks like a spacer of some sort. Well, I'm pretty sure I'll find out shortly when I do take this fender off. Because yeah, I don't see any other rubber spacers. Ooh, I gotta lube up those bolts there, so hopefully they'll come out. And for that matter, they're like a hard rubber strip that are stapled on. The only thing I see stapled on is that rubber that goes, you know, over the control arm. I know I'm probably not being very much help. I apologize. The only thing I've got stapled on is that flap that goes over the control arm at the back, like in the wheel well. Other than that, there looks like there's this black piece on the other side of the steering box on the frame there that goes there. Let's see what the Omega has. All right. Oh yeah, this one here has. It looks like it's rubber along the back of the inner wheel well that goes to the frame. I may have to take a picture and send it. Holy crap. That's an ugly bushing. Yeah. Guess what I might be doing this winter? More bush. Because I replaced some of the bushings on there, but I never did do the very front bushings on the Omega. So I guess we'll add that to the list. Oh! And guess what car is going to need a heater core? Yeah, the heater core in the Omega started leaking last weekend. Yay! Okay, lay under it, push out, you will see it right there. Yeah, I think that's the I think that's the splash shield. Like, hey James, like James is saying here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's. You know what I would almost use for that is I may cut up like a piece of inner tube and kind of fold it up, or for depending what kind of thickness you want, and put that there. I think that's what I might do. And then Keith says, Dave, are the Caltracs only used for cars for drag racing, or are they used for cars with different purposes, as in stiffening suspension and ride height? That's a good question, Keith. I don't know. Maybe one of our fellow members may know that. My understanding of ride height could be changed by what, air shocks, shackles, or re-arcing the springs. And I've always been told that re-arcing the springs is the proper way to go, but I guess the Caltracs, I can't really remember, but reading up on them a while ago, I think the Caltracs are meant to keep, the rear end from, the spring bending, and the rear end from kind of twisting a little for pinion angle. Maybe one of our fellow members can educate us both. And it's about 3 inches long. Keeps the inner fender from running the subframe. So yeah, I think Kim, if that's, and the two cars of course have something different. The Omega has a bigger one, but it looks like this one. I would say just use a piece of inner tube or something. Maybe fold it over twice for thickness, and just shove that down in there. Oh yeah, the passenger side. I've got one here in the passenger. What's this? Ooh, I just ripped it. Okay, let's. Yeah, I got one in the passenger side. It's just like a piece of rubber. Oh, no, I don't have one on this one. But what? My fuel line's moved. Okay. Interesting. I kind of learned something tonight there, Kim. Lou says bypass the heater core. I probably will, just because of the upcoming race weekend, but I will replace it because here in this climate, especially about this time of year, we start using the heat at night when we're cruising, because it's getting down to, okay, 32 is 0, 52 is 10. So we're getting into the 50s late at night while we're out cruising, and especially in the morning if you park outside, you need the defrost for the windows. So bypassing will only be a temporary solution, but I do have to fix it. And as I plan to on the Nova, I'll do the same on the Omega. I'm going to use a big block Chevy heater core, and I'll switch it over so that moves the outlets from the back of the motor there over to the fender. So that'll be the plan for the Omega. And yeah, well, yes and no, Sean. It isn't horrible, but it was horrible when I did the one in the Nova, because I have so much wiring that I run behind there with my gauges and that, and my gauges underneath the dash bolted. It was a real pain to try and get that heater box out with the gauges in the way. So to do it right, I would probably pull the bench seat out, whether it's both cars. I'd probably remove some of the gauges just to tie them out of the way. The Omega's not going to be a problem. There's not much wiring in that car, but I've got all my sniper wiring in that in behind the glove box, and that's going to cause me a little bit of headache. And Lou says Caltracs are engineered slapper bars. And Sean Helberg says, I bought a 2-inch lift spring and replaced all my bushings. Caltrac or traction bars are good to reduce wheel hop. I put some on my car, wheel hop disappeared. That I can confirm. Traction bars have helped me, I know, especially in the Nova. And we've discussed on a couple episodes, and we've also talked in posts about the difference of traction bars, where the custom ones I have on the Nova run all the way up to the spring eye, which really takes out that any play on the spring. And the ones I have on the Omega, the Lakewood only come 3/4 of the way up the spring, just about 2 inches or 1.5 inches from the spring eye. It's actually started bending the spring the other way. So to properly put on traction bars, you need them to go right up to the spring eye, from my understanding. And Dave's rubbing in. That was 106 today. It was in the 80s here today, Dave. But the sun's going down a lot sooner now. And like I mentioned earlier, I've got about 3 weeks left before I'll put my cars away for winter. And that's usually the first, second week of October. We don't usually get snow till sometime November. Usually, if we can get to Halloween without snow, we're doing good. But it'll be too cold. I'm running 2050 oil in the Omega. I'm now running 1040 in the Nova now. So the 2050, when you're getting down into the 40s and 50s, is a little thick. But I envy you. Those would be nice temperatures to have. And how's the cruising situation going up there? You posted some concerns about that earlier. The cruising situation up here in Winnipeg, I mean, the cops were big there for a while, hammering cars with no exhaust or modified exhaust or not stock exhaust. Window tint is a big one up here in Winnipeg. They just, anything that even looks like it has tinted windows, they'll pull you over and harass. And once they got you for one thing, they'll go through your car for other things. Myself, I've never been bothered by either car. And another thing they were going after this year was loud exhaust. But I think what they meant by loud exhaust was like the tuners that were sitting there banging off rev limiters and, snap, crackle, popping down the road. Those were the cars that were, I believe, mostly targeted. But for the most part, I didn't do any driving from June, July, or August till, 3 weeks ago because my foot had been in a cast. But when I've been out the last 3 weeks driving, I haven't had any issues, and I went through one check stop with the Omega. I've been followed in the Nova, and I haven't had any problems. So, to me, I'd say cruising is good. There's lots of cars. I enjoy the cruise lots. Hasn't been a problem for me. And Dave Williams says it's almost cruising season there now. I should come on down your way. Kim's looking at getting a new radiator and electric fan and installing it this weekend just in time for cruise season. So, you guys, cruise season's later in the year, eh? Well, I know, Dave, you're in Arizona. I think I can't see why you're not cruising all year round. But Kim, I forget whereabouts you are, but you guys, I guess, cruising later in the season too. Do you guys have a winter there? And I am so jealous of those who could drive their car year round. Like, oh, that'd be so cool. But at the same time, you know what? It's nice to park the cars for about 6 months of the year because it gives us a chance to save money to fix them. Oh, I don't know if I told you guys. I don't know how many of you guys ever watch my YouTube channel, but when I blew this motor last year, I went to the bank to get a loan to get some money to fix it. And earlier that last summer, I inquired about getting about 15, 20 grand to possibly do the body work and fix the car up. To which I was told they wouldn't be lending me that kind of money for a 50-year-old car. It wasn't a good investment. Yada, yada, yada. But if I wanted to do home renovations, come and speak to them. So I came to speak to them at last year about this time after the motor was blown about some home renovations. So I'd like to show you guys my bathroom reno. So I'm going to the bank next week to do a little financial advising about my house and stuff. And I'm hoping to take the Nova and show them my bathroom reno. My banker's going to love me. And then I'm going to see about possibly might do something with the kitchen cupboards, get some new cupboards or something. But, fender shouldn't. I think the fender for the AMD one was $400. But, I'm going to spend that plus more for prep and paint and all that. So I figure that's, by the time I'm all done, I think repairing this, I think I'll be into for about $1,000 to $1,200. That's my guesstimate. I'm lucky the trim's all good. The headlight bezel doesn't look like it's been bent much. Oh, maybe it has. I don't know. It looks all pretty straight here. You can see where it was pushed in a little. But I think that will straighten out. Oh, yeah. No, it was bent a little. Hopefully we can straighten it out because it doesn't look like it's kinked. It just looks like it's twisted a little. So hopefully we can fix that. So I'm gonna go see about some kitchen rentals. And okay, where are we here? Kim's saying that's too hot in the south. Well, I don't know if there's such thing. Sean's in Idaho, and it's nice into November, so he usually has his out on the nice days throughout winter. That'd be pretty cool, Sean. I'd be jealous of that. You know, it'd be nice to go out once in a while for a cruise, but they put so much sand and salt on our roads here, and you know, I don't know how many of you guys have seen my car. Some of my pictures up close. My car's got a lot of cancer. It's got a lot of rust, and well, I just don't want to drive it in those conditions anymore. I don't need it getting any worse than it is. But I'm definitely jealous of you guys who can drive your cars for longer periods of time. And then Lou, you're in the same area in Ohio, and your cruising season's May to the end of October. I could probably get to the end of October here too, but the thing is where my birthday is, your insurance expires 4 months after your birthday, so that falls at the end of September for me. And then to re-register my cars for the month of October, and then change the policy to storage. Once it starts snowing, then you get hit with what, a $45 policy change fee, because it takes somebody 2 minutes on the computer to go from all-purpose to storage, and they gotta charge you $45 for that. Don't get me started on fees. So I think that's why mostly I just at the end of September I just say the heck with it. But I did renew the Nova. So the Nova I'll drive as long as I can. Hopefully if it doesn't get too hot. And Dave says it gets too hot to drive, or sometimes their AC is needed. Oh, Dave, it never gets too hot to drive a car. I've driven mine when it's, been in the high 30s here, 40s. And I'll even have the heat on in the car. And there was one day, it must have been, 37 out Celsius. I don't know what that is Fahrenheit. I think that's close to your mid-90s, hundreds. But it was so hot in the car when I got out at the parking lot that I actually got chilled when I stepped outside, and probably even had borderline heat stroke. But I will drive my car as long as the car is running, around its 190, 195, and no hotter than 200. I will be driving for sure. I don't care how hot. And then I always like driving the classics. I mean, as soon as I can in the spring, I'm driving the Nova. The F-150's parked on the front street, and it can sit there until winter comes. And Lou, you're mentioning Haggerty Insurance, and a few people have talked about that, and I was doing some inquiring about that last spring, and then that just fell to the side. I guess I kind of forgot about it. But insurance here in Manitoba is privatized by the government, so it's not just as simple as going out and finding a carrier. Our government supplies insurance, so we're kind of bound to have to use them. I think you're allowed to get Haggerty to supplement or as a secondary insurance. But the problem is with my Nova, like I said, it's rough. It's got rust on the bottom of the doors, the wheel wells in the back. Like it's not a mint car. It's not as pristine as some of the Novas on our group. It's a driver. That's what this thing is. It's a driver. I mean, I got one shiny fender from an accident in '97. I've got now one dented fender here from this year. I got a hole in the bottom of the door there. I got a hole in the quarter from the car wash. The whole lip's all rotten. I mean, if this was, a show car and all beautiful and that, I may look into it more. But with this accident that just happened, I'm definitely going to have to look into my insurance options. I'm waiting right now to see if the insurance company gets called if the other lady puts in a claim for her vehicle. I don't know if you guys saw the picture I posted, but there's very little damage to hers. But there's a lot of hidden damage there could be there too. I don't know if she's going to or not. If she does, I'm worried that Autopack may call my car in just to take a look at it, and that could be a problem because they may not. They may pull my insurance because of the rust on the quarters. You are right, Lou. I will have to look into it, definitely, because I know a couple of my buddies have Haggerty, and I'll have to do something. You're right, because with some other plans I have for the car, I haven't told anybody, but earlier last week I ordered new quarters, inner outer wheel wells, and the trunk drop pans for the Nova to get those replaced, all AMD parts. So I am looking at doing some work to the car over the winter time. I mean, I got 15 grand Canadian in this motor. And that's not counting the fuel injection system. So I really do kind of have to look for something because yeah, I don't even know what to think. So let's get on to a happier subject. It doesn't have to be a show car. It's just that I just got to look into it. The truth be told, I got to sit down, maybe even call their 1-800 number and talk to somebody, because I know there's a lot of people that rave about Haggerty, so it's definitely worth the checking out. And Sean, didn't forget you, buddy. He talked about heat stroke. He did 2 legs of the Hot Rod Power Tour this year in his Omni GLH. Man, that is a cool car. It was hot, no AC, and very little shade in the summer. Yeah, I can relate. That's tough to do, but the secret, keep hydrated and I guess find what little shade you can. Oh, excuse me. There was even a picture I took of this back in 2018. It was so hot inside the car. It was 42 degrees Celsius. That Shelly and I pulled into a gas station. We bought 2 bags of ice. I had one on my chest driving, and she had one on her lap to keep her cool. I'll have to post a picture of that too. I have pics of my quarter panel work. You know what, Lou? I have done it. I should probably move the camera and show you guys over here. But on the Omega, when I bought the Omega in 2005, it's actually the Omega's fault why I'm not doing any work on the Nova. We did half quarters, wheel wells, and I fixed the floors on that. And I mean, we did a decent job, but I never did finish the body work, like the smooths on the quarter to, finish the weld line and that up. And a few weeks after we got the Omega on the road, Hot Rod, I think it was Hot Rod or Carcraft, put out a magazine, the do's and don'ts of backyard bodywork. And well, there's your rolling example of pretty much all the don'ts. Don't do this, don't do this, don't do that. Well, we didn't know and we did. But I mean, the car's still on the road, but that car's rough too. I should show you, Lou, like I got pictures on the Omega website if you want to check it out. Shameless plug. oldsomega.ca/slowmega, and you can find pretty much all the things we did to get the Omega on the road. Oh man, if that car could tell stories, yeah. And Sean says, if anybody in the group is looking at doing the Hot Rod Power Tour, do it. Great times. You could reach out to me for questions. So that'd be cool. Sean, you should almost make that a public post. I know you didn't run your Nova, but it would still kind of be cool because I imagine there may be 1 or 2 guys with cars right now that would like to run it. Very cool. I know I'd like to try some of those, power tours and that in the States, but with the Canadian dollar not worth much, and exchange is just it's pretty expensive, and I don't know what kind of trouble or what it would be like to try and get this car across the border, and of course 9 miles per gallon. Yee. But if somebody does from the group does take it on, that would be really cool. I would love to follow that. Yeah, so guess I'm kind of slowly running out of things to talk about. We're at about the 45-minute mark, and I'd like to thank everybody who has joined us. Keith, if you're still watching, I'm going to read up on those Cal tracks a little more so I can understand it better too. Another thing I was planning to do, and actually after witnessing that accident at our track the other weekend, I am planning now to upgrade my rear end, my axles, and that because that's what happened to that Nova, and that was probably a 2,500, 3,000 horsepower Nova, which I know I can't really shouldn't be comparing to, but the fact that he broke an axle, lost his wheel, and then that's when the accident happened, has really made me think about all I've done up here, and I still need to get the power back there, and I'm still running the stock axles. I'm still the whole rear end still stock. So I'm thinking of going like many folks have to a split monolith, and I've been looking up Mosier Engineering, and might even go GM 12 bolt. I don't know. I don't know enough about the Ford 9-inches that I really want to go to a Ford 9-inch. But the GM 12 bolts would bolt right in, U-joints, everything, and all that would be the same. And of course, I'd be keeping my car all GM. And but a complete axle built with 342 gears or whatever gear choice, powder coated, all that, delivered up here is going to run me almost $4,800. That's a lot of money. That's definitely going to be a kitchen reno if I go to the bank. I mean, where do you guys stop on these cars? That's another thing I'm thinking of. Like, I have spent so much money on this car. Like, it's depressing. It's really depressing. Where do you stop? I mean, I could spend $5,000 on the rear end, and then I know it's all safe. But the problem is, if I run faster than 11.5 at the track, I will now be kicked off the track until I cage it. And I'm not caging the car. I won't cage it. Oh man, I'm gonna cry. You guys want to see me cry, man? That's C-clip eliminator axles will help. That's the other thing I've thought of too, Lou, is just upgrading the 10-bolt axles for now. Get some Mosier or Strange axles and C-clip eliminators. And Sean's offered to let me take his Nova on the Hot Rod Power Tour, and he'll take the Omni. That'd be really cool, Sean. I would definitely be honored to drive that Nova. That is one of my favorite Novas in our group. I always enjoy seeing your pictures of it, which, by the way, we need some more pictures from you, buddy. I haven't seen too many lately. Yeah, I just don't know, maybe is it time to stop? I think back to when I was going through the bills the other night, because in case I have to go for insurance and prove what I've got in the car with the 15,000 I got in the motor, like that's depressing, man. Like, I could have a really nice big screen TV or something, and maybe a nice recliner to sit in. Could have put that on my mortgage too. Cage it. No, it never does stop, James, does it, eh? I mean, I guess, it's a passion, right? It's no different than, I guess, people with other hobbies. Some people smoke, some people drink, some people go to casinos and bet and gamble. Cars are my poison. And if you're watching, I'm pretty sure they're your poison too. But the problem is I got a double dose of poison. But really, when I bought that Omega and the work we did on the back there to get that on the road, I honestly think that saved the Nova. Because we didn't do things properly. There's a few things wrong with the car, but you know what? The car runs, it drives. The fenders haven't fallen off. Did we really do that bad of a job? Oldsomega.ca if you want to see the pictures. And I was letting my buddy drive it the other day. As you can see by the white walls on the front tires there, he was going down some gravel roads, so I got to clean that. And James is saying that the Big Ten will take a lot, and he means a lot. And I've heard that too, James. I've heard that they'll take 700-800 horse to the rear, but I definitely have to upgrade the axles at least, because I don't know if those stock axles are as strong as the rest of the rear end would be. And I still also have the stock carrier in there, the limited slip posi that's in there. The only thing I do have that's good in there are the Richmond gears. So I love the motor I built. I'm sure you'll love yours, especially if you break it to the 11s. You know, Lou, to be honest, I'm just happy right now that I'm able to drive the car after blowing the motor. And after spending the money that I've spent on this motor, I really don't want to race it or abuse it too much right now, because if something happens, that will be it for the Nova. I will not be able to do that again. Uh, yeah, I wouldn't be able to build it on. You know what? My old 406 would probably end up going back in, and that one's just, a mild 13.3, 13.5 motor. Would probably half the horsepower this one has, but I wouldn't be able to build like that again. Like, I went way out on that one. My buddy's like, why don't you try a roller cam? And I'm like, yeah, why don't it? Well, you guys know Dan Clem, he's in our group. Dan's mentioned, you should try a roller cam, roller rocker. Yeah, I should. So, it's got full roller in it and that. You should get some Brodex heads. yeah, I should. I ordered Brodex heads. And yeah, Keith, he can kind of relate. He wants to put a posi rear end in it, but he's content driving his the way it is. Now, that was one thing I definitely enjoyed putting in the Omega when I did get it, Keith, was posi, because I was, going out cruising. I was coming home, and then I would switch the tires for the following night of cruising, and I got tired of switching tires, and really got to the point where I stopped doing burnouts because I was tired of burning up one tire and swapping them. But definitely get a posi. But the rear end, I've got to do something, and I don't know much, and I don't know enough, so I got to do some learning too, and reading. And I hate reading, I'll be honest with you. I hear you won't blow. I'm hoping I won't blow up. And to be honest, Lou, I don't think I would blow it up either. I mean, Dan Clem built this motor. He built my last motor, and it didn't blow up from any fault of his or any fault. It was all my fault of my tuning, which blew it up. So I can't fault any parts or anything that was in the motor. What happened is on my shoulders. But I mean, Dan built the motor in the Omega. He's built this motor. And he did the machining on the first motor I ever built, and I've never had a problem, knock on wood. And I'm sure it will go good. And my best time ever is 12:23, 12:28 with the 650 double pumper on it. With the fuel injection, my best time is 12:27, 12:28, and that was last year, 2 weeks before I blew it up. And that was when the cam was had 4 rounded. Ooh, look at that spider web. Woohoo! Okay, well, we won't be grabbing that right now. Yeesh. Was with a pretty rounded cam, so who knows? Maybe I would have been able to run 11s. But I would like to kiss 11s. I definitely would like to kiss 11s. And yeah, I agree with you, Kim. I've been wanting to get mine to a dyno. I had it in a dyno years ago before the EFI. I wanted to take it last summer because it was running so good after I fixed, or after Dan fixed the heads back in July when I got it on the road. It was running primo. And I really wanted to run it at the dyno. I never did take it. And then, of course, well, kaboom, right? So I'd like to know what this motor is making. And whatever it runs, whatever the computer tunes it to with the Holly, that's it's going to stay. I'm not at all going to try, bleed out a couple seconds or a couple extra horses. Whatever it runs, I'm going to be happy with that. And yeah, Kim wants to run it now. She knows that the rear end won't fall out. Do you run a tranny kickdown hooked up? Carson Brown asks. And Carson, hey, welcome to the stream. Yes, I do. I got my Turbo 350 kickdown cable hooked up through the bracket and onto the transmission, as well as on the Omega as well. It is hooked up. And that, okay, yeah, I'm all caught up here. So now I'm thinking of spending money again. Jeez. But first things first, I got to buy my daughter a computer. She doesn't know she needs one, but her computer's getting a little slow, and with the new stuff she's taking at school, I'd like to buy her a new computer first. Maybe then I won't feel so guilty about spending money on the car. once, of course, I get her taken care of. But I mean, this just, where do you stop? Because I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do that. Got to do that, and I want to change the heater core still. I still got that big block heater core. I never did put in the Nova last year, but it looks like I'll use it in the Omega first. But yeah, whatever. And do you have a lag when you manually shift it from first to third? I don't have a manual valve body in mine, Carson. It's just a shift kit. So I go, first, second, and third, and mine shifts bang, bang, bang. Good crisp shifts. I mean, it's not chirping tires or anything, but it shifts pretty good. Both transmissions actually just have normal valve bodies in them and shift really good with no lag. And Ray Williams, I believe from California. How you doing, buddy? A little late to the show, but better late than never. How you doing? And Dave Williams was just saying that he really loves the Holley stuff. Pricey, but worth it. And Dave, I will agree with you there. This Holley Sniper, after getting the kit with the dual sync distributor, and then spending the extra money and buying a new gas tank and sending unit, it was worth the money. I'd say I was probably into it for about 2,400 Canadian. And one of the best upgrades I've ever done on my Nova since going from HEI, or from points to HEI back in '98. And it is something I've looked at for the Omega. I've actually looked at the Phytech one just to try and see what the competitor's one is like. By no means am I trying to push Holley on anybody and saying Holley's the best, Holley's the best, Holley's the best. It's what I have and it's what I'm using, so that's why I'm very satisfied with it. So that's why I preach the good name of Holley. But please don't let me push you down, Holley. Do your research and find what you're comfortable with. But it's been virtually trouble-free. I did have some issues with a tune due to a bad firmware, but I was on the phone with Holley support, and after about half an hour on the phone and a couple emails, that was straightened out. You gotta wait for the support on hold, but once I got my turn in the queue, it was well worth the wait. The guys were very good and very knowledgeable and got me going. But I really like the Holley. I even really like the Holley carburetors. I'm running a Holley 650 double pumper on the Omega, and once I started learning about jetting and power valves and the cam arms, accelerator pumps, it's a really nice carb to play with. I really enjoy it. And what kit? Oh, for the shift kit, I believe they were the Transgo shift kits. I'd have to ask my buddy Tom, who built the transmission, what shift kits he used, Carson. I don't know offhand. I know it's definitely Transgo. Was it Transgo 2 in the Omega? I have to ask Tom about the one in the Nova. I know a lot of guys like to run manual valve bodies and that, but I'm not interested in shifting through all the gears all the time myself. I just put it in drive and let it do its thing. And Ray's trying to get his rear brakes fixed. I saw you post something the other day, but I was kind of lost what you were trying to post. Is it a drum brake setup you're still running, or are you trying to go to disc, or what were you doing with the rear that you need work? And getting close to the 1 hour mark, so I guess now would be the time to pipe up. Those of you who are lurking in the background, welcome. Please don't be shy. Feel free to say hi. Say hi to me. Say hi to everybody. Kim's bouncing, so yeah, we'll see you later, Kim. Take care, and thanks for joining us tonight. And when you do run it on the dyno, make sure you get video and pictures. So good night, Kim. We'll talk to you again. And he's running disc Wildwood brakes on the rear. Yeah, couldn't say offhand because I've never played with rear disc yet. I'm just getting familiar now with front disc. And now that I know how to do front disc, I'm going to have to help Shelly with the ones on her Chevelle. Although I'm pretty sure she knows what she's doing, but yeah. It has drum and disc on the back. You lost me there. Drum and disc on the back. Unless it's like a drum. Yeah, you lost me on that one, Ray. We'll have to get some more pictures of your setup. Get some pictures of the without the wheel on or that. Maybe somebody else is running a similar setup might have a better answer for us. But yeah, we've hit the magic hour, and I don't really have anything much to go on here. So if you guys want to close it out here, and what's parking brake is a drum. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so yeah, so the inside area is like a drum area, and then the disc slides over it with the caliper. I hate to swear like this on the stream, but my F-150 is the same similar setup. Yeah, so you have a rotor for normal braking. See, I think Carson has an idea here. Carson's to my rescue here. Right on. You know what, Ray and Carson, I was going to say, you guys, you might want to private message each other there. Or even, Ray, again, post some more pictures of that, and maybe we can get Carson to reply. Because I bet you there's probably one or two other people out there who have the same question as you do, who aren't aware of that problem either. And like I've always told everybody in our group, no question is a stupid question. I guarantee you somebody else is thinking the same thing or has asked the same question in the past. Definitely. I'm assuming, Carson, you're asking me that. Did the disc upgrade help prevent more damage? Hard to say. I would like to think so. Just for the fact that I spent that money in upgrading. But I mean, when I hit the brakes and the car, nosedive, and we locked up the wheels and that. Drum brakes are going to lock up just as well as disc, right? And I mean, maybe the disc, I don't know. It's hard to say. I'm gonna say yeah. just to make me feel good about the upgrade. Wasn't going too terribly fast. I just remember kind of being on the brake, holding on the steering wheel, going, oh no, oh no, oh no, and bang! That sound, eh? And then I got out of the car and I saw the fender. And this bumper here, I bought this off of a fellow member in 2017 after running a 74 bumper for 17 years from my previous accident in 1997. And actually, this accident is 2 days off of the accident I had 24 years ago with the right fender. When I got out and I saw that the bumper was perfect, the bumper brackets weren't even touched. There was no movement of them, anything, because I guess it slid under her bumper, being an SUV. I was so thankful. I thought to myself, yeah, I can replace the fender. And I mean, my hood gap, my body line here is perfect. My body line here with the door is still perfect. The only thing is it took a little bit of wrinkle in the side. And yeah, of course, yeah, nobody was hurt. That's the main thing. I got out of the car, and this is how hard I hit her. I walked out of my car, and I walked up to her car, and I knocked on her window, to which she looked surprised, and I asked her, are you okay? She goes, yeah, why? And I was like, because I hit you. She goes, oh! So that kind of tells you how hard I did hit her, but yeah. And yeah, of course, yeah, glad everyone was safe. Shelly was safe. The girl was safe. And thankfully, she mentioned that she had a little baby at home that her husband was watching. So I'm really thankful that there was no infants or any kids in the car. granted, it was an accident, but regardless of how hard it is, that would be pretty traumatizing for a mom because they'd be thinking of their kids, right? And I just don't need that on my conscience that I hurt any kind of kid, especially when the accident was caused by I don't want to say not paying attention because I was taking a look to see if those other cars had signal lights on, but I guess, I just took my eyes off for a second. Yes, it's my fault, but it certainly wasn't out of, neglect. And I still feel bad about it. But, it's metal. It can get fixed. When we see other people talk about, their crashes and that, and I'm the first one to say, lives are important, metal can be fixed. When you're on the other end, I just got to keep thinking the same thing, Everything's good, metal can be fixed. And I think because the damage isn't that bad, there's no chance of the car being ridden off, and that's helped me to, deal with it. But if it was like all smashed up, like if the car had slid over, because I hit it right dead center of the escape, so it's obvious that the Nova, slid a little to the right. But had I hit her when, this part hit her tailgate, if I would have hit her with the end of the hood, that would have pushed the hood into the hood latch back a bit. That probably would have smashed the grill. The ends of the fender probably would have hit her car, so we're talking probably both would have been crunched a little. Not to mention the damage, probably the hinges doing to the back of the fender and possibly into the cowl, never mind the radiator cradle or the bumper and, frame ends. And I do have a little damage to my frame ends from that accident in 97 where they had to be cut and bent, straightened out after that last accident. So I was very thankful. And obviously the good Lord and the Nova gods were watching out because I got away with just a fender instead of a whole front clip. So somebody was watching out over me. And actually, Carson, we did get out here earlier tonight. And you know what? Here, hopefully the camera doesn't disconnect here. Let's see if I can pull you guys. Okay, you might get motion sick, so watch out. I'll try not to move too fast here. But we did get out the hammer. And it's not so bad today. We were able to push this in a bit. And as you can see underneath here, I don't know if you can see because of the light, but this inner fender bolt ripped right off the lip. And then I took this bolt out. That's that bolt that you guys may have seen the video of me stabbing myself in the eye. But we pushed most of this out, and I think we pushed it a little too far because now we got like an out dent here. But we still have, this main dent here, but the trim is still straight. So, I got lucky there. We pushed this in so it's not sticking out. I mean, that's going to be drivable. And here's where I'm talking at the front. You can see where the hood, the fender's been pushed in, the extension has been pushed in a little bit. And then with the extension, it pulled the chrome in. A little bit of a gap there. But look, the chrome's not kinked. It doesn't look like the headlight bezel's bent at all. So I really think I got off lucky. So here, let me just put the camera back. Oh, where are we here? Oh, sorry guys. There we are. Yeah. Hammer and Doll, you're right, Brett. That's what a couple of my buddies have said. And again, with there only being about 3-4 weeks left in the car season here in Winnipeg, I'm going to wait and leave it. And then when I park it for the winter time, that's when I'll pull the fender off. And I'm still deciding whether or not I want to replace it because I do have some rust along the bottom edge that would need to be fixed and taken care of too. So I'm on the fence about whether to fix the fender or just buy a new one. But I definitely would like to take the hammer and a dolly because, yeah, once we get the fender off, you get that inner fender out. That's going to be wide open, and then, you can just work it with the hammers. And, yeah, it's not too bad at all now, Carson. It looked a little worse, before we pushed a little bit of the dents out there from earlier tonight. Because before, this fender where that crease you saw was, it stuck out. Probably about half an inch to an inch, and then this dent was in a lot more, and with the crease pushed out over here, it had bent the side chrome out a little, so you could really see it. But yeah, we worked it a little, you know, just kind of pushed it in, pulled the bottom of the fender out a bit, and yeah, I can drive it like that for now. But again, fenders can be replaced, right? Yeah, old school repair. Yeah, it could have been a lot worse. Yeah, we could have lost the whole front clip, and that would have sucked. But I'm tempted to pull the bezel off here and see if I can pull this out. But at the same time, I think I'm just going to leave it because you know the old saying, "Takeritis kills." I still got to see whether or not the insurance company is going to call me if the other lady reports the accident or not. There's still a few things to wait about. So that's, there you guys got a little look there on my little whoopsie. Of course, you know, always be careful when driving your cars. I don't wish, you know, any kind of bad luck on anyone. I know I've had my share of bad luck. You know, me and Mean Green have been fighting quite a bit. And I'm not sure if Team Blue may be behind this setup with the escape. I'm not sure. It might have been a blue car turning, which, you know, caused us to go around it. But in all seriousness, folks, of course, you know, take care and drive safe. Be mindful of the cars around you and just, you know, drive defensively. It's not worth the extra 1 or 2 minutes you may save. Just, yeah. I don't want to sound like a broken record. So, and saying that, I guess I'll say my farewells as looks like activity's dying down a little. I want to thank everybody for joining again tonight, and of course, thank you all for being members of the great group. And keep those pictures coming, keep the stories, keep the videos, keep them coming, keep them posted. I need them. So. Take care, everybody, and we'll do the stream again, I guess, in a few weeks, and yeah, we'll go from there. So, yeah, have a good evening. Thanks for joining us.